still weirded me out that it says that. All right. So again, if there's any problems, just message me, but I'm sure we'll be okay. If everybody wants to start at the top of their mat and standing, and we're going to try to do that same thing where we're burning out one side before we move to the other. And we're going to do a little bit more flowy and more yoga-ish with weights rather than like a boot camp style. So anyway, start at the top of our mat. Settle in here, rolling our shoulders, maybe whatever you need to do here, especially if you haven't moved much today, except for Caitlin. Beautiful. Maybe we roll our shoulders back and down one more time. Really becoming long in our body from the feet all the way to the crown of our head. Palms facing forward. Finding this really strong mountain pose here. Really rooting down strong through our feet. And maybe we start with our nice cleansing breath, just getting rid of the morning, preparing for the next little bit that we're going to spend together. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose, filling up all the spaces that you can while standing. And really exhale it all out loudly, sigh it all out, letting it go. One more time if that serves you. A nice big inhale, maybe noticing filling up the back of your body. And then exhale, sighing it all out, letting it go. Beautiful. Maybe we close our eyes or soften our gaze for a few moments here. Tuning inwards. Just centering and grounding here for a few moments, finding our breath. Maybe noticing how you're feeling today. Maybe you're moving a little bit slowly because of the change in weather, and know that that's okay. The whole point of yoga is to really listen and tune into your body and give your body what it needs, especially in this type of practice. If your body says drop the weights, then drop the weights. If your body says go a little bit slower, then do that too. Always remembering I'm just a guide. This is your journey. And really honestly do what is authentic and what feels best for you. Just finding our breath here for a few more moments. Maybe you can feel your chest rising and falling. Maybe your shoulders even lift up just a little bit, and you can feel them really drop down, letting go of tension on your exhales. Beautiful. On our next few breaths, we're going to slowly wake ourselves up here. If our eyes are closed, we can slowly bat them open, letting in the light. We can wiggle our fingers and toes. Maybe we rock back and forth. Beautiful. And when we're ready, taking those really nice big sun breaths, inhaling through the nose, filling up all the spaces, lifting our arms up overhead, and exhaling, pulling in all that beautiful energy to our heart center. One more time, inhaling all the way up, nice and slow, gathering it all in. And exhaling down through heart center. Beautiful, opening up our shoulders here, inhaling all the way up to the sky. Exhale, nice. I can't use cactus back then, my goodness. I cannot find my words today. Beautiful, really squeezing our shoulder blades together. Maybe we even reach our fingertips nice and wide here. We can rock side to side if that feels good. It may or may not, and that's okay. Beautiful, inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling down through heart center. Beautiful, inhaling up. Exhale, really hinging our hips, bending our knees, finding our first forward fold today as I almost fall over. Beautiful, becoming really heavy here. Knees nice and bent, torso rooted. Kate, maybe it's my camera that should be off today. Beautiful. We're going to nod our head yes, and then no, and yes again. Beautiful. Finding that halfway lift, flat back, hands on shins or thighs, wherever we're at this morning. Maybe noticing we're slowly stretching out our hamstrings here. Exhale, forward folds. Beautiful. Bending our knees, rising up to the sky. Exhaling. Mountain. One more of those, inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive. Beautiful, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, letting our fingers just be heavy on the mat here, cupcake fingers. And maybe we pedal this out, lifting one heel and then the other. Again, really stretching out the backs of our legs here. Getting them nice and ready. Beautiful. The next time our left heel is lifted, we're going to move our right fingertips in front of that right foot and we're going to open up to the left. Again, hand can also be on the low back, whatever feels better here. That left knee is bent to give you a little bit extra room. Always remembering to make space, to take space. Maybe we roll our wrists in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Coming back to center, left fingertips cupped in front of the left foot, bending the right knee, twisting to the right here. Again, we can roll out our wrists in one direction and maybe the other. Beautiful. Coming back to center, we're going to find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the left foot to the back of the mat, runner's lunge just for a breath. Lowering that knee, rising up, low lunge. Exhale, folding forward, right knee meets left, child's pose. Inhaling forward like a wave to plank or kneeling plank. And then lowering all the way down to our bellies. Beautiful, rooting in, squeezing our shoulder blades together, rising up, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, lower, pressing up and back, child's pose. Beautiful, making our way to tabletop, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back, finding that first downward facing dog today. Again, maybe you're pedaling it out, maybe we're bending our knees and straightening, maybe rocking our hips side to side. And then just holding that for a breath. Bending our knees, walking our feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up. Exhaling, mountain. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the other foot to the back of the mat, finding runner's lunge just for a moment. Lowering that knee, rising up. Toes untucked or tucked. Beautiful, lowering down, planting our hands, left knee meets right, finding that child's pose. Inhaling forward to our plank or kneeling plank, lowering all the way down, rising up, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, lower, pressing up and back, child's. Forward into our tabletop, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, bending our knees, making our way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up. Exhaling, mountain. Always remembering you can modify your sun salutation that way. We are going to go through 2 more sun salutations, moving just a little bit faster, getting our bodies warmed up. So inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the left foot back to the back of the mat. You can lower the knee or rise up. Crescent lunge. Beautiful. Exhale, folding forward, planting our hands, stepping back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhaling forward like a wave, plank or kneeling plank, lowering halfway or all the way to the mat. Upward facing dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog or child's pose. And then making our way to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up. Exhaling, mountain. Inhaling up. Swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, reaching the right foot back to the back of the mat. Rising up. Exhale, folding forward, planting our hands, left foot meets right, downward facing dog or child's. Inhaling forward like a wave, plank or kneeling plank, halfway or all the way to the mat, upward facing dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog or child's pose. And then once again, making our way to the top of the mat, forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up. Exhaling, mountain. Maybe we pause for a breath. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. And then we're gonna make our way to the mats. Just do a little bit of mat work before we get going here. Inhaling up. Swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands. And we're gonna step back into our tabletop position here. And we are gonna find spinal balance. The options are to use a weight in one hand or no weight, whatever feels better for you. So setting up into our tabletop position here, fingertips spread nice and wide. If we are using a weight, we're gonna grab it and just place it in between our hands here just to start. We're gonna reach our left foot to the back of the mat. Maybe toes are tucked, maybe that leg is lifted. And then if it feels okay, we're gonna grab our right, reaching that right arm forward, making sure our belly button is in the spine. We're not lowering our back down, it's not curving in. And then as we exhale, rounding an elbow to knee, reaching back up. Beautiful, rounding in. You can drop that weight at any time. Rounding it in. Beautiful, 2 more here. Last one. Beautiful, we're gonna reach that out. The right hand can either go to our chest, we can still hold the weight, or we can release the weight, hands can go on the mat, and we're gonna lift and lower that left leg for 1, 2, 3. Release, focusing on using that left glute here. For 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, we can lower that down, we can release the weight. Let our hands fall here. Maybe we find a cat-cow. Maybe we rock our hips side to side. And then before we find that flow on the other side, we're gonna find some fire hydrants with the left leg. Options are, again, weight or no weight. If we're using the weight, just placing it behind that left knee. Left toes stay flexed in either position, especially if we're holding the weight there. Really pressing strong through our palms. Beautiful, we're gonna lift and lower that leg to the left for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, releasing out of that. We can let the weight go, maybe placing it in between our hands. Again, maybe we find a cat-cow, maybe rocking our hips from side to side, maybe wagging our tail out a little bit here. And finding that flow in the other direction. So setting up in our strong foundation here, tabletop. Maybe you tuck your toes or maybe you don't, noticing the difference and if it gives you more stability. Beautiful, releasing the right leg back this time. Maybe toes are tucked, maybe lifted. If it's available, reaching that left arm forward, weight or no weight. Exhale, rounding in. Knee to elbow, reaching forward, making sure we're not rounding our spine as we reach forward. Nice neutral spine. Beautiful. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful, reaching that out. Left hand to our heart center to really work our core or lower that down. Weight or no weight. Lifting that right foot for 10, 9, 8. Really squeezing the glute at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful. Bringing our knees back to center again. Be wiggling that out, doing whatever you need here. And finding those fire hydrants on the other side. Weight or no weight. Weight behind that knee or no. Again, if your wrists are hurting you, you can also do fists instead of wrists. Beautiful. We're going to find that to the side for 10, 9. I think we did 12 on the other side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 1 more and then hold it up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lowering that down. You can let go of your weight. Beautiful again. You can rock that out side to side. We're going to find a side plank series before we rise back up to standing. So again, your options are, we're going to flow from side to side. You can pivot your leg, reach up side to side. That's available to you. You can also grab the weight if that's available. Or you can find plank, Flowing from side to side, staggered feet. That feels good for you. We're gonna find 8 in total, 4 on each side. So whichever variation you'd like, let's get that set up. Beautiful, reaching that up. 1. Woo! 2. Didn't have a very good grip there. 3. Again, leg can be lowered or you can find full side plank. Either one is gonna work you the same way. Beautiful, let's find 2 more because I lost count again. And I started on this side, so we're gonna end on the other side. Beautiful, coming back to center. We can drop our knees, letting go of the weight. You can find child's pose for a second. Again, maybe another cat-cow. Maybe we roll out our wrists. Beautiful, fingertips spread nice and wide and tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, we're gonna reach our right leg to the sky and then we're gonna round it in, bringing that foot in between our hands and rising up to high crescent lunge, weight or no weight. Hands can stay at heart center. Maybe we reach them up to the sky. We're gonna find a gentle pulse down. So the leg is gonna stay straight. We're just pulsing down, really feeling like you're pulsing your tailbone down to the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. If our weights are lifted, we're gonna bring them to our heart center. We're gonna find our lunges with a curl. Finding 8 of those. So lowering that left knee down to the mat, rising up, curl that up. Beautiful. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, rising up, hands to heart center, hinging forward, finding that narrow row, palms facing each other, really reaching our elbows up to the sky, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Beautiful, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, we're gonna hinge forward using those weights as a prop. We're gonna bring that left leg in and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, reaching that leg back just for a breath. And then again, we can use weights or no weights for our Shiva squat and our standing split. We're gonna root into the right foot as we lift that left leg up to the sky, holding it there. We're finding 4 squats, lowering down, left knee behind the right. Beautiful. 3, 2, last one, holding that up just for a breath. And then as we exhale, we're gonna extend back into our crescent lunges for another breath. We can grab our weights or no weights. Whew. My right glute is on fire. Rooting into this right foot, we're gonna rise up, left toe is gentle here. Again, your options here are to find that one-legged deadlift, left knee bent, right knee is fairly straight, reaching forward, back stays straight the entire time. Or we can flow forward into our warrior 3 for 8. Whichever variation you're in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, beautiful. Last one here. Letting those toes be gentle here. We're gonna find a tricep kickback in either warrior 3, or again, you can stay up here, just kicking them back, straightening the legs, palms facing in. Or we can hinge forward into our warrior 3, left toes flexed, finding that for 8, 7, and then we're gonna get out of this leg, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We can rise up to standing. We can shake that out. Beautiful. Coming back to center here, we can lower our weight safely to the mat. Rising back up. We're gonna inhale up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the other foot to the back of the mat this time. Grabbing our weights if that's available. And rising up, hands above our heads or on at our heart center here. Crescent lunge, we're gonna find that pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hands to heart center if they're up above, and we're gonna find our hammer curl this time. Palms facing in, bringing our thumbs towards our shoulders, her armpits. So we're gonna lower that knee and curl up. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Hands to heart center, hinging forward a little bit here. And we're gonna find a different type of a row. So palms facing forward. Whew. And we're just gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together, lifting the elbows up to the sky. Beautiful. For 8, 7, working another head of the shoulder here. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Hinging forward, using our weights as a prop, bringing that right knee in and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that back just a little bit here. Maybe we drop our weights. Maybe we still use them as a prop. Fingertips can be cupped as well. Reaching that right leg to the sky, finding standing split. And then 4 of those squats, lowering down, right knee behind the left calf or left knee. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, reaching up, finding that standing split. And then we're gonna reach that right foot to the back of the mat. Maybe we grab our weights. Maybe we don't. Rising up, crescent lunge. And then finding either that warrior 3 deadlift or bringing that foot in a little bit more, keeping the knee bent, reaching forward and up. Either way, you're gonna work your glute and your back and all the muscles you need to. Beautiful. Finding that for 8. Whew, I am not stable here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, rising up here. We can reach the right foot just behind the left here. Again, hinging just a little bit, finding that tricep kick back, standing, or we can hinge forward into warrior 3, whichever variation serves you better today. Beautiful, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, rising up to standing. Whew, shake that out. Again, we can safely lower our weights to the mat. Coming up, maybe we grab a sip of water. Beautiful, finding the top of our mat here when we're ready. We're gonna inhale up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. Maybe we want to pedal this out for a moment here. Rock our hips side to side. And then we're ready. We're going to reach the right leg up to the sky, bringing that right foot in between our hands. We can grab our weights if that's available. Pivoting the left foot, and then slowly rising up, hands to heart center. Warrior 2. Beautiful. Reaching our arms either side. Palms facing in to start. Left hand by our left hip, right arm extending up to the sky. Beautiful. Hands to heart center, opening up. Palms facing down, and we're going to bend our elbows, bringing our Weights in between towards our shoulders and back out, working our triceps in a different way here for 10 more. 9, shoulders away from the ears. 8, making sure we're still lunging into our front leg. I wasn't. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Weights at heart center. We're going to rise up out of that. We're going to pivot our feet so that our toes are just a little bit out here, whatever feels better for you, in a side lunge. So we're going to find a side lunge with a lateral reach here. So palms facing in to start. Maybe roll our shoulders back and down. We're really going to hinge at our hips, reaching our bum to the back of the mat. So lowering to the right, rising our arms up, straightening out. Beautiful. Finding that on the left. Back stays nice and straight. If 2 at a time is too much, just find 1. Whatever feels better for you. Beautiful. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Coming up to standing, we're going to find our goddess squat. So pivoting our feet, toes pointed to the corners of the mat. Hands at heart center to start, lowering that down. And we're going to find our goddess squats. Beautiful. Lengthening our legs, lowering that down for 9 more. 8, really squeezing our glutes at the top. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, we're going to hold it down. Beautiful. Arms in front of us, palms facing in. We're going to find a lateral reach to this side for 8. Elbows are bent still. 7, 6, 5, maybe we can lower our bum down a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Hands at heart center. We can rise up out of that. We can heel toe that in. Make our way to the top of the mat, lowering our weights, rising up to standing, inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. Again, we can pedal that out a bit. Beautiful. Lifting the left leg to the sky when we're ready. Rounding in, bringing the left foot in between our hands. Grabbing our weights if that's available. Pivoting the right foot. Making our way up safely. Hands at heart center. Warrior 2. Opening that up. Right hand by our right hip. Left arm extending. Beautiful. Hands at heart center here. Opening up. Palms facing up this time. We're going to find a bicep curl for 12. Really pulling those weights in towards our shoulders in a different direction this time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Holding that warrior 2, palms out. Hands to heart center. We're going to pivot that right foot, find crescent lunge just for a breath, lowering our weights, planting our hands, left foot meets right, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to inhale forward like a wave to plank, or maybe we lower our knees, kneeling plank. We're going to find 4 tricep push-ups here. Inhaling, exhale, lowering elbows into ribs. 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Maybe we push it back, find a child's pose just for a moment. Inhaling back to center. Making our way into seated. We're going to grab our weights and we're going to lower ourselves all the way down, keeping our knees bent, or maybe we hug our knees in just for a moment here. And then we're going to find our bridge pose. So again, weights or no weights. Maybe we bring our weights just above our hip creases here. Hips and knees are in alignment, finding whatever variation feels good for you. Beautiful. And we're going to lift and lower here. So lift our hips up, squeeze the glutes.
and lower for 11 more. Maybe trying not to lower all the way down at the bottom. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, you know me, we're gonna hold it up and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lowering that down, and we're gonna lift and lower again. This time at the top, we're gonna pull our knees away from each other, finding an abduction here. So we're gonna inhale, lift, knees out, knees in, and lower. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, beautiful. Last one, hold this up. We're gonna pulse our knees away from each other for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release out of that. Beautiful. We're gonna find a lateral reach with one weight. So reaching our arms up above our heads. We can hold either side of our dumbbell here. We're gonna inhale, reach our arms up overhead, almost reaching the ground or reaching the ground almost if we can, if not going wherever feels good for you. Bringing that back up, pulling it back up in line with our chest. Beautiful. So finding 10, really pulling that up. If you'd like a little bit more, you can lift your hips off the ground, almost like in a baby bridge here. 5 more. 4, 3, really working our lats here. 2, last one. Beautiful, bringing that overhead, bending our elbows. We can lower our bum to the ground. We're gonna find a set of skull crushers. 2 more exercises to go, and then we can stretch out. Beautiful, reaching our arms up overhead, palms facing in. We're gonna bend our elbows, bringing our weights towards our face and lifting it back up, really making sure that we're becoming a 90-90 here. Beautiful, so lowering that down and lifting. 9. Again, you can lift your bum up a little bit if you'd like a little bit more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful, lowering that down safely. And then we're gonna find a chest fly as our last exercise here. Beautiful, again, our bum can be lowered or lifted just a little bit here. Arms up overhead, palms facing in, elbows bent the entire time, and we're just gonna pull that out. And then trace the chest line as we rise back up. Beautiful, finding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. We can lower our hips down if they're lifted, bending our elbows. We can release our weights to either sides of our mat. Maybe we hug our knees into chest here, rock side to side. Oh, we didn't have enough time for core, but that's okay. We'll double up next week. Beautiful. Lowering our feet to the mat. We're going to find figure 4 on the right side, right ankle below the left knee, right toes flex. Maybe we hug that in. Beautiful. Breathing into our tight spaces. Beautiful. Lowering out of that. We can uncross our legs. Maybe we windshield washer side to side for a few breaths here. Arms wherever you would like. Really starting to release the practice. And then when you're ready, finding that on the other side, left ankle below the right knee, left toes flexed, and then we can hug that in. Beautiful when you've had enough of that, or maybe you feel like staying in that position longer, and that's okay too. We can uncross our legs, windshield washer that out. Remembering you can always come back and stretch out later too. Beautiful, bending our knees, reaching our right or our left arm over our head, safely rolling over onto our side body, and then pressing through our palm and making our way up into our tabletop. Beautiful. Spine nice and tall. We're going to lower to cow and exhale to cat. Finding your flow here for a few breaths. And 2 more times. Coming back to neutral, right leg reaches back. Exhale, rounding in, bringing that foot in between our hands. Hand to heel if we get stuck. Rising up, low lunge. Again, we can walk that foot forward. If we really need to open up this left hip flexor, hands can be all the way up. They can be on your thigh. Maybe you find a little bit of a pulse, give that fascia a little bit of a stretch here. Beautiful. We're going to fold forward, left wrist underneath left shoulder, opening to the right. Right hand back, walking our hands back, straightening that right leg. Right toes flex. We can round in, or maybe we just hinge forward with our spine straight. Beautiful, walking our hands forward, planting our hands, right knee meets left. Again, you can wiggle that out in any way you want. And then we're gonna reach the left foot back, round in, bringing that foot in between our hands on this side. Rising up, again, we can walk that forward a little bit. Maybe we pulse. Once again, tuning in, listening to what your body needs here, especially to stretch out at the end. Beautiful, hinging forward, right wrist underneath right shoulder, left arm extending this time, opening up. Circling that left arm around, walking our hands back, straightening that left leg, left toes flexed. Again, spine can be tall, or we can round in. Beautiful, rising up, walking that forward, left knee meets right. Tabletop. Fingertips spread nice and wide, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And then bending our knees, walking our feet forward to the top of the mat. And really letting go in this forward fold here. Really being heavy, torso rooted. Maybe we even wrap our hands around our legs, hugging that in if that feels better. We can rock side to side, whatever we need here. Beautiful, releasing that. We're gonna inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up to the sky. And exhaling, mountain. Beautiful, inhaling up to the sky, opening up our shoulders again, finding that cactus back bend, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Inhaling out, exhaling, mountain, inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, twisting open to the left. Maybe our left hand goes on our low back. Maybe we reach that right arm back. Or our arms can also just stay extended here. Beautiful, rising back up to center. Maybe we look up at our hands, twisting to the right. Again, you can stay here. Right hand can go on our low back and we can reach that left arm up and over. Just stretching out our back in a different direction here. Beautiful, rising up. Exhaling, pulling that in. Beautiful, finding 2 last breaths together here. Inhaling nice and slow up to the sky, gathering it all in. And exhaling down to heart center. One more time, nice and slow, inhaling up. Exhaling, really letting it go, finding our heart center here. Thank you so much for joining me once again this morning. It's going to be so amazing to be in person together soon. The love and the light in me truly sees and honors the love and the light in each of you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.
Beautiful. Thanks, ladies.